Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer. In this incredibly noisy, cluttered modern world we live in, we're constantly being told exactly how we're supposed to communicate. But today, today we are unpacking an absolutely powerful micro-manifesto from the writer Angel Tara. It's called Few Words, and let me tell you, it challenges pretty much everything we think we know about finding inspiration and fostering healing. It's a short text, for sure, but man, it packs a profound punch that we are going to break down step by step. Okay, let's dive into this. Angel Tara actually kicks things off by tackling a super specific, but honestly incredibly common question she gets from her readers. Why do you write short stories? Now, on the surface, it seems like a pretty simple question about an author's process, right? But that question actually opens the door to a much deeper look at the digital expectations we all face, and really, the true purpose of writing in the first place. To really get where she's coming from, we first have to look at the environment we all operate in online. I mean, the pressure to just constantly produce is immense, right? Tara points out the very specific advice people are always throwing at her. Stuff like a blog needs to have a certain number of words, or it has to include specific elements just to quote-unquote entice people. It's so relatable. We are literally conditioned by algorithms and internet culture to think that longer is automatically better, that we just have to hit these arbitrary word counts to be seen as valuable or successful. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the sharp contrast between those external internet expectations and Tara's deeply personal philosophy. Look at this. On one side, we have the rigid rule of the web. Blogs should have many words to entice people. But then, on the other side, we get her fierce, totally authentic response. This blog is my area, thoughts have no limits. She is absolutely rejecting the pressure to perform for some arbitrary metric. She's drawing a hard, clear boundary around her digital space to protect her creative freedom. So by reclaiming her blog as her own personal area, she completely redefines the very nature of what she's sharing. She defines her thoughts as something completely unbound. It's like she's staging this quiet yet incredibly powerful rebellion against the internet's insatiable demand for more. She basically strips away all those artificial limits and bounds that society tries to place on our creative output, suggesting that the value of a thought isn't measured by its length at all, but by its essence. And then, she introduces the stunning natural metaphor. A thought, she writes, can be as small as a drop of water. Let's just pause and really picture that image for a second. A drop of water is tiny. It's fleeting. On its own, it might even seem insignificant. But you know what? It is completely whole. It is perfectly valid exactly as it is. A thought simply doesn't need to be some massive, sprawling essay to hold profound meaning. But here's the flip side. That exact same thought can also be as big as an ocean. When we finally stop imposing these arbitrary constraints and expectations on ourselves, the true nature of human thought is revealed to be vast. It's limitless. Just think about it. A single sentence, a tiny short story, or just a few carefully chosen words can hold the depth, the power, and the sheer weight of an entire ocean of emotion. It can contain multitudes, totally independent of any word count. Let's move to and see how this builds into her broader view on communication. She says, thoughts keep flowing. Let not stop it. Here, she's viewing human thought as a natural, continuous current. If you try to dam it up, by forcing yourself to hit a quota, or if you artificially stretch out what you're trying to say just to fill up empty space on a screen, you end up disrupting that natural, beautiful flow. So she takes this beautifully poetic philosophy and distills it down into a few clear, totally actionable principles. How should our thoughts flow? Well, you let them flow smoothly. You let them flow lovingly. And crucially, you do it without offending anyone. For Tara, success has absolutely nothing to do with virality or keyword density. It's all about expressing yourself with pure intention. As long as your expression is smooth, loving, and respectful, it should absolutely be allowed to run its own course. And this brilliantly illustrates the ultimate goal of her entire writing space. If you look at the core pillars of her platform, they are firmly dedicated to inspiration, healing, and wisdom. Her explicitly stated aim is to share stories that will actually help you overcome your own challenges in life. This kind of work isn't about feeding a search engine, right? It's about genuine human connection. It's about providing comfort and guidance, which, let's be real, often requires just a gentle touch rather than an overwhelming flood of information. Which brings us to the absolute core of her message. She writes, "It's giving happiness and smile in few words. Then why do I need more?" I really want to let that resonate with you for a moment. If you can deliver joy, if you can facilitate healing, if you can bring a genuine smile to someone's face with just a handful of words, what possible reason is there to add filler? The impact is already made. the mission is already accomplished. And that leaves us with a deeply inspiring question that I really want you to carry with you today. If your words bring a smile, do you really need more? Seriously, the next time you sit down to write an email, draft a post, or even just send a message to a friend, ask yourself, am I communicating just to fill space, or am I communicating to genuinely connect? Remember, your thoughts have no limits. Sometimes, a few words are exactly enough.